Now, the price of a prescription in England changes from today. Each item will now cost £9.90, an increase of 25 pence.
If you get a 12-month prepayment certificate, which covers all NHS prescriptions for a set price, that will also increase by £2.90 to £114.50p.
Some groups are entitled to free prescriptions in England, including children, the over 60s and those on certain benefits. Prescriptions are free of charge in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland.
Well, we're joined now by pharmacist and healthcare lawyer Thorrun Govind. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. It's a change. A lot of people are going to notice this, isn't it?
Absolutely, and with the prices in supermarkets going up, our wages not particularly going up, this is an additional burden for our patients. We know that about 8.4 million people are prescribed 5 or more medications, and that means that actually there's probably a lot of people who'd benefit from the prescription prepayment certificate, which we've just heard about there. But in terms of our patients, they are asking us, which items can I do without? They are asking us, is there a way that I can have some now and some later? There's a lot of questions from patients regarding the cost of medication. And ultimately, this is about the health. And the whole premise of the NHS was to be free at the point, free at that point of use. And I feel like we're losing that.
Because I know there are lots of different, maybe long-term illnesses that require complicated medication. But just for example, let's take asthma. Okay. So lots of people who have asthma will have a blue inhaler and a brown inhaler. So I would imagine that some people are thinking, well, I can afford to pay for that one, but I can't afford to pay for that one. Is that the sort of thing that you're finding?
Yes, and that's a great example because those patients are not eligible for free prescriptions. So the there's a condition list that people are eligible for free prescriptions. It doesn't make sense. To breathe, we're not allowing people to breathe. And that's a great example, Sally, because you might think, well, I'll just get that blue one because that's going to provide me with automatic relief. But actually, that other inhaler is the one that supports you in the long term and is going to keep you out of hospital. So actually, you need both of them.
We should stress, again, that we're only talking about England here because prescriptions are free in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. I guess there are people in England who are paying the full whack and yet maybe could get either prepayment or there are other ways of trying to get some money off.
OK, so my top tips would be to say, on the back of a prescription, there's a full list of who's eligible for free prescriptions. So that's, for example, 60 years and over, under 16s, 16 to 18s who are in full-time education. Have a good look at the back of that and see if any of those criteria count. And I would say not everyone who is on benefits classifies for free prescriptions either. If none of those count for you, if you're pregnant or have been pregnant in the last 12 months, there's eligibility there for free prescriptions, for example. So think about your lifestyle and what might be happening for you as well, and then think about the prescription prepayment options. So the HRT prescription prepayment certificate came in last year. That's now going to be £19.80, and that will mean that if you have any prescriptions within a 12-month period, specifically for HRT, you get those free. But it might be you have other items, so another version of the prescription prepayment certificate may be for you.
How frustrating is this for you? Because I can remember you sitting here not that long ago talking about the cost of living and how prescriptions can be expensive, difficult for people to afford. And here we are this morning talking about the price actually going up.
Well, we're dealing with medicine shortages at the moment, so I really feel for my patients. Some of them are struggling to afford their medication, and then they're having to deal with shortages of medication, which we are having to deal with. This is an administrative burden on pharmacists and pharmacy teams in England. And really, we're just asking for parity with the other nations who, I have to say, do healthcare a lot better, I have to say, in some circumstances.
In some circumstances, and I guess the government in Westminster looks after England would say that there are some parts of the NHS in some of the other nations which are struggling and doing worse. And the Department of Health have said to us almost 9 in 10 prescription items available in England are available for free on the NHS. So that's what they would argue. I suppose the issue here is providing the best care we can. And I guess there are people who might go into a chemist, a pharmacist and say, can't you, as pharmacists, reduce the price a bit? Can't you help us out here?
So that prescription charge is a tax collection for the government. It does not go to the pharmacy. It's an administrative burden on us, and we spend far too much time looking at who pays and who doesn't, rather than spending time clinically. And we've got that fantastic Pharmacy First service, but that is keeping us busy. So we want to be spending our time doing that and not doing admin tasks.
But if you were made a little bit less money on the drugs...
We don't make much money on the drugs. I think we are funding some of the drugs of medication for patients, actually, because we're not reimbursed the price that drugs cost. Again, that prescription charge does not go to the pharmacy. It goes straight to the government.
Thorrun, thank you. Thanks so much. Always good to see you.